Welcome to the Treehouse Show podcast, your weekly dose of tech and all things Team Treehouse. Hello. What's up, friends? Today is Tuesday, April 23rd, 2024, and you're listening to the newest episode of the Treehouse Show podcast. I am all by myself today. If you've missed it, Laura is actually out on maternity leave. And with that, I do have an update. We do have our newest and tiniest little treehouser. Laura and her husband have welcomed a beautiful baby boy named Link. Be sure to reach out on Discord to her, tag her, and say congratulations. I'm sure she's going to see it and she's going to love that. As you know, towards the end of the month, we do like to kind of give a recap as to what we've released at Treehouse and what's to come in the next month. So this week's episode is going to be all about April and May. So let's hop right in and talk about the month of April and what we've released. And depending on when you're listening to this, you may still have a chance to hop in on some of this awesome content that we have planned for the very end of the month. So live sessions with Genevieve. On April 2nd, she had her first live session of the month, which was No Code Tech Careers with me. It was actually a lot of fun, and I'm super grateful I got to be a part of that. A lot of people were there and hung out. It was a really great live session. On April 16th, she had her second of the month, which was how to adapt any work experience to fit any role, which I think was a super awesome live session, and I really hope you guys didn't miss it. And if we have any UX designers out there you don't want to miss, on April 30th, which has not happened yet, she has another live session, which is interview with a UX designer. If you want to get in on that, it's not too late. Depending on if you're listening to this podcast before the 30th, just go to teamtreehouse.com/live_sessions. It's a new part of the site where we show you guys what's coming as far as live sessions go. You can go there, you can find her live sessions that she hasn't done yet, and you can actually register and get ready for those now. And that is pretty much a wrap for the month of April as far as Genevieve's live sessions go. But on the site, we actually have a new workshop coming on April 30th, which is Python Techdegree Portfolio Overview with Rachel. And it's an 8-minute workshop. You don't want to miss that. And hopping right into my Twitch live streams as well as my YouTube videos, we finally kicked off the 100 Days of Code video series, which has been super hyped up, and I'm super happy that we're actually finally ready to get that going. You guys can go take a look at it at youtube.com/GoTreehouse. There is a 100 Days of Code intro video to the series where I explain all the cool, fun stuff that we're doing throughout the series, and I've already released day 1, day 2, and day 3 of the series, with 4 and 5 coming this week. And if you'd like to contribute to any one of those projects, you can do so. And if you don't understand how PRs work and how to contribute, I did create a pull request for beginners video that's also up on our YouTube. And it's the perfect video to follow along with if you'd like to contribute to any one of the projects along the way of the 100 Days of Code video series. As far as my live streams go, there was a ton of live streams, namely ChatGPT clone with React and Tailwind, which was a lot of fun. And we're also working right now on a little mini series where I build out a Threads clone. If you're unfamiliar with Threads, it's pretty much just like Twitter. It's Instagram's version of it. And I think the UI is pretty slick, and I think it was a great project to kind of challenge myself. So we're working on a series where I build a little bit out for this clone weekly on Twitch. So we got part 1 and part 2 out now. The first part, we kind of just built the skeleton, the shell for the application, and got some of the UI out. And in part 2, we actually integrated Giphy to add GIFs to our posts, which is pretty cool. Be sure to go check that out. You can watch the recaps on YouTube, or you can go to Twitch and watch them there. Or if you want to actually watch these live, I do go live on Twitch every single Thursday at 12 p.m. Central Time. And that's actually it for the month of April. So let's recap that just a little bit. Live sessions with Genevieve. We had April 2nd, No Code Tech Careers with me. April 16th, how to adapt any work experience to fit any role. And upcoming on April 30th is an interview with a UX designer. As far as content on the platform, April 30th, we have Python Techdegree Portfolio with Rachel. It's an 8-minute workshop. We released the 100 Days of Code video series, and that includes an intro video to the series, how to do pull requests for beginners, day 1, day 2, and day 3, with day 4 and 5 coming up before the end of the month. And as far as my live streams, ChatGPT clone with React and Tailwind, as well as a little mini series building a Threads clone. So with that out of the way, let's pop right into the month of May. We have some pretty exciting things coming. So first up, as far as live sessions with Genevieve goes, on May 14th, we have a encore. So it's basically a second go round at maximizing your Treehouse experience. So it's a second chance for you to absorb valuable tips in optimizing your Treehouse learning adventure. I highly recommend this. On May 28th, she also has Modernize Your Resume. So if you're in the job hunt and you're looking for a job and you want to make sure your resume is good, this is a perfect live session to be a part of. You'll definitely want to stay current in the job market by learning how to craft a modern and impactful resume. So check that out. And as I mentioned earlier, go to teamtreehouse.com/live_sessions to check out all the live sessions that we have coming and to sign up and register. We actually also have a new course coming to the platform on May 22nd, which is Introduction to NLP, which stands for Natural Language Processing. And that's going to be hosted by Dan, and it's a 32-minute course. And for those that don't know, natural language processing is basically the tech that's behind tools like Amazon Alexa and now ChatGPT and other AI chatbots. It's a course on how computers translate human text for them to understand and vice versa. Computer language for us to understand plainly. Check it out. It's going to be really, really cool. I'm actually super hyped for it. And as far as my live streams go, they're usually off the cuff and whatever the community wants, but I go live every single Thursday at 12 p.m. Central Time, and we build various front-end things using a variety of different tech. So definitely want to hop in on those if you want. It's usually a ton of fun. Next up, we actually have some new code adventures coming to the site. We're going to be uploading these here pretty soon. I can't release too much info about these yet, but I will give you their names. It is a messaging pins component. So imagine you have a bunch of messages from people and you want to pin certain messages. It's basically going to be a message pin component that you can build out, which is really cool. We also have a message reactions component. Think about when you're on Discord or Slack, or maybe you're on Facebook and you want to react to someone's post. It's basically going to be a message reactions type of component. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then lastly, we have a data sorting component, which is going to be really cool. It'll basically be like a table that renders some cards, and you can click on a button and render it differently. Maybe have a list view or a grid view, whatever you want. And that is actually about it. That covers all of the updates that we have coming in May, as well as what you might have missed in the month of April. We have tons of fun stuff coming, and I hope you guys enjoy it. As for the podcast, I do have a couple of cool episodes coming where I am going to be interviewing the developer advocate over at Redis, and we're going to talk a little bit about what Redis is and how maybe you can use it in your apps. So stay tuned for that. I know the podcast cadence has changed. Instead of these weekly episodes, we're just kind of doing these episodes as we have content for them. So if there's something specific you want us to talk about or that you'd like to hear, please let us know. Otherwise, we're just going to be making these episodes as we have time and as we have content. But I hope you guys enjoyed the recap as well as what's coming in the month of May. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. So that wraps up the Treehouse Show podcast for today, and we hope you enjoyed the episode. What would you like to hear us talk about next? Be sure to join our community Discord server and let us know. Worth noting, if you want to give us a shot and learn a code, we've taught over 1.2 million developers and counting. You can set yourself up with a 7-day free trial just by heading on over to teamtreehouse.com. Until next time, have fun and happy coding.